We're live? Yay! Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this stream of Night Nights as part of KiwiRPG Week 2025. Of course, KiwiRPG is just a wonderful organization put together by some very talented and passionate people to celebrate the diversity and creativity of the role-playing game scene here in Aotearoa. And of course, we've got Matariki coming up very soon, which is the Māori New Year, which is a great time for us to sort of look forward on what's to come and look back on the year that's been. And we're going to have some giveaways that will be talked about probably at the end of the game. And before we do, though, let's jump in and meet some of the players who are going to be playing this game. They're going to be playing child versions of themselves, but we can get into how that's going to work out once the game starts. So we will just kick straight to Samsara. If you can just tell us a little bit about who you are as an adult human being now, and
don't use the A word about me.
And tell us a bit about child Samsara in the game.
Hey, it's me, Sammy D. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do all sorts of things like yarncraft and sewing and painting miniatures and occasionally role-playing game stuff and playing video games and anything that makes me feel happy I do on stream. Today I will be playing Samsara as a child, which is the first time Samsara's ever been a child anywhere. So I'm excited for it. Yeah. Talk about therapy and gender affirming actions. Let's play some role playing game. Remember prizes thing that we figured out. Yeah.
Yep. I've written down RPG stands for Remember Prize Giveaways. Just a little behind the curtain for the viewers. I'm dumb. Next we'll go to...
Hey, don't talk about my friend like that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll jump over to Severin now. Severin, tell us a bit about who you are and what child Severin in the game was like.
Kia ora, everybody. I'm Severin. I'm a comedian, cast member on the Fate of Eisen podcast and DM at BD&D Games here in Te Whanganui Atara. Kid Severin he's a little scamp. The fun fact is one time he found a really cool stick that was shaped like a wizard staff and wanted to bring it home, but Dad said no.
Good stuff. Awesome. And we'll jump over now to Lyndon. Same question.
All right. Lyndon, hi. I'm Lyndon. I sometimes do improv and sometimes do RPG streams and other role-playing things. I often do technical writing. But enough about that.
Yes, please.
Stop right there at the technical writing. Child Lyndon has blue striped flannel pajamas that are enough too big on him that they dangle down just to like halfway down his fingers, and he sort of treads on them as he plonks back down the corridor after his bath.
Nice. I'm getting cozy vibes. Very cozy. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Lyndon. And Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. I'm also a cast member on Fate of Eisen. Child Erica would be reading undercover under torchlight till the very late hours as a child, 9 p.m, which is probably still when I would bedtime now as a bigger child. But yeah, very, very well read.
Okay. A well-read child, ready for adventures. So in this game, Night Nights, which is intended for play with children or just the young at heart, the players all play as child versions of themselves or another child if they want to just invent a child who goes to sleep at night in their normal bed in the normal world, but then appears in a magical dream world that needs their help. And in this dream world, they have amazing abilities. They might even have a whole new identity. But they basically become super heroic creations of their own minds to solve the problems in this dream world. And you can pick up a free copy on itch.io or drivethroughrpg.com. Just called Night Nights, and it's fun for everyone. I game tested it exclusively on my own kids, and they enjoyed it, and they don't enjoy most of the things I do. Before we start the game, I will announce what those giveaways are, though. We've got the 2 giveaways that are happening specifically for this stream, and there'll be some information about that happening in the chat. The Bloody Stones, which is a Monster of the Week mystery, sort of 1960s, 1970s, kind of a bit darker than the audience we're intending for this, so I won't go into too much detail about it, but there's things about bodies and corpses and maybe a vampire, maybe not. It says in the copy, ? And the other thing in the giveaway is Lineages of the Long White Cloud, which is a fantastic D&D 5th edition supplement by Kelly White. It's very Aotearoa, there's new playable species based on like Kiwi native animals. There are like monster stat blocks and magic items and all these really authentic Kiwi Aotearoa inspired things to just insert into your D&D 5e games. So that's Lineages of the Long White Cloud, something you can win if you follow the instructions in the thing down the there.
The doobly-doo.
The doodly-doo. Okay, and without any further ado, let's start Night Nights. So, 4 normal kids in the normal world go to their normal beds and drift off to sleep. And they sink into the dream world. The darkness takes them, but then it becomes the light of creation, the light of imagination, the light of potential. Anything can happen. And then suddenly, poof, the 4 of you find yourselves standing amongst some very, very tall grass. Huge grass. The grass that you would expect to see if you yourself were the size of an insect. And looking around, just describe what the others would be seeing when they look at you. So we'll go in that same order as before. So Samsara, what are the other young children who've become Night Knights? What are they seeing?
It's pretty straightforward because I like cosplaying as my characters in role-playing games. So as we appear in the world, I have to do a magic girl transformation. And
go Sailor Moon.
Should we put on some Japanese anime music like
yes, keep that up. That's the energy. Yeah, because it's gonna take a while, like a button slide.
Love and friendship and mysteries and solving all the
There we go. We wrap ourselves in the cloak of night and stars. We don our hat, and we grab our wand, ready to go.
She has transformed. They see a. Are you still
psychedelic experience of
Are you
wonder.
still child-aged as your?
Oh
Night
yeah,
Knight?
absolutely.
Okay, so you're a child witch, is what they're seeing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
with a crochet.
I'm an evil, scary witch with crochet hook wand.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
And Severin, what are the others seeing when they look at you amongst this tall grass?
Amazing. I'm going to start by giving a peek behind the curtain of my character creation process. I took about 2 or 3 different online quizzes of what animal I would be, narrowed it down to 3 options, which I put in the chat of this game, got them to pick one. So you see a raven-headed figure in dark leather armor, a long, dark cloak, and 2 beady eyes staring out behind a sharp beak. Tall, thin, lanky, not as tall as the grass. The grass is very tall, but still quite tall.
Okay.
Surveying the world warily.
Can you give us a visual example of you surveying the world?
Warily.
So weary. So weary.
Thank you. I am acting.
And Lyndon, what do they see when they look at you?
They see if you imagine like someone took the blackest possible crayon and just scribbled quite solidly a basically oval shape for a body, and like drew some legs, and some arms, but it's quite clear if they did that next time there'd be different lengths. And it looks kind of that two-dimensional no matter what angle you're looking from, but the visual shape changes appropriately. And yeah, a couple of really well-defined black and white cartoon eyes with black pupils.
I love how meta you've gone. You've designed a character that could very easily have been drawn by a child to inspire what you've done. Cool, just an amorphous, flat, black blob with like white cartoon eyes.
Yeah.
Love it. And Erica, what do they see when they look at you in the tall grass?
Probably something very bright in comparison. It is a candy paladin type thing, so bright pink armor, colorful gumdrops adorning as if they look like jewels, a giant lollipop as a hammer, and a gingerbread shield because that's one of the toughest sugary biscuits you can find.
Wow, I like the juxtaposition between like your version of like a knight, a powerful warrior, and Samsara's. Like I'm the dark, edgy, witchy one. I'm just a candy knight.
I'm candy.
Gah!
You can't miss me in a field.
Cool. And so what are your thoughts? You've appeared amongst this tall grass as a group. Have you worked together before? Have you been in like dream worlds together before, or is this the first time the four of you have been together?
That's an excellent question.
Maybe you've only been on solo missions up until now.
I think
We all had a sleepover for the first time. And that's why we've all ended up in each other's dream, resting together.
Okay.
I think that might be it. I think we've all just started school and we're all friends and we're having our first sleepover.
Progressive parents.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig it if the rest of you are on board.
I like it.
So the four of you are at a sleepover. You know each other in the real world. So you're coming into this, seeing each other, and you're like, oh, Lyndon, that's what you look like.
Now I see the authentic you.
You can fit into anything.
Right, so you're in this very, very tall grass. Make a senses roll just to look around and gauge the kind of information that's that you can get from this world around you. So that means roll your d12, add your senses score, and also add any skills, add a specialty to do with looking around or something if you have one.
I'm going to add bird's eye.
Ooh.
Perfect.
I got a 9, but I have -3 for senses, so I got a 6.
Okay, it's those eyes on that flat body. You can't really see much around.
Just the depth of field is not great.
That's what's
Are
colorful about
you 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional as a figure, Lyndon?
I think I just look 2-dimensional no matter what way you look at me.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Albert Einstein's face that follows you around the room.
Yeah.
You're always flat from every angle.
Yeah.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Can I push for being able to use my yarn craft, which is witchcraft but with yarn, to quickly crochet a magnifying glass to add that specialty to my score?
What I'll say, because I do, as you all know, my GM style is to very rarely say no, but I will say no. I'll say in this instance, no, but if you wanted to use precision to make that, you can then use it in senses in the future. So what is your score for just using senses without that this time?
For just using senses, 11.
Okay.
That's great.
Which is still a success anyway.
Yeah.
It's better than my 6.
It's just 13 would have been cooler.
The two of you with a 6, that's a questionable success. So you do get some information, but it doesn't really go that well for you. You're mostly just preoccupied by like, wow, this is crazy. This grass is so big. Like the blades are thick. Like this is very strange. Are we small or is the grass big? Like what is happening? Whereas the other two, you look up high and you do actually see like gigantic daffodils high up above the grass. So you can ascertain that this is like a huge place, or you are very small. Like everything here is going to be big to you. It's not just grass.
What do you guys see?
Well,
You've got bird sight. What what do you see?
What do your bird eyes see?
What do you? Yes.
Seems we are small. As opposed to big grass. It's big grass, but we're also small in relation to the grass.
Are you saying big grass is responsible for today's adventure?
Hashtag big grass.
Big grass. I'm saying that it's not that the
Well-
grass is too big. We're just small, and the grass is normal, and we're small. But
I'm
normal
still
grass.
young. No, that's why I'm small. Let's go and find why we're here.
Is there footholds in the grass that we can climb?
No, it's just regular blades of grass. They're relatively smooth.
I'm going to try anyway.
Okay.
Going to, and it's like those poorly defined arms. It just sort of rolls up to a blade of grass and like just extends and tries to grab the next bit, and then shrinks and just to pull up, and it's all a bit like that. So I'm arguing to add my extendy limbs to this roll.
So that'll be agility, probably.
Okay. It's 1 for agility, 2 for 15.
Nice. That is a huge success. So you effortlessly clamber up a gigantic blade of grass, and you sort of breach the top, and it's like looking over a huge lawn. But at the in the very far distance, there's like a tower that if this was someone's garden, it would be like a fountain ornament, something like that. There's this big tower, and then you see a bumblebee flying directly at you at speed.
It's a friend.
And this would be like
It's friend
the
shape.
size of a blimp, right?
No, it's the size of like if you as a normal human were holding like a small dog.
Right.
I think Dream Linden doesn't actually talk, but just has very, very expressive body language. So it's just like tower bumblebee, and you can't even quite see his limbs when they're in front of his body, but like the shoulders tell the story. And then just slides down the blade of grass again.
Okay. Yeah, you slide down the grass and rejoin your friends, and then the bee flies down to join you as well. And in amongst your group, it just frantically is sort of like looking around between the four of you. Just but who are you? Who are you? Can you help? Can you help, please?
I've been waiting for you.
Says puns and no, and flies away.
Honestly,
No.
fair reaction.
He'll be back.
Honey, come back.
Be back.
Hello, B. My name is Severin. What's your name? What's your favorite color? Do you like shapes?
I've actually got here. Get the players to name the bee. So, what's this bee's name? Remember, this game's for kids, so like kids will be like, "Oh, fun! Make up a silly name."
I vote Beatrice.
Beatrice. That's
Beatrice.
that's why the bee is so sore about puns. It's a personal backstory thing.
He says,
Beatrice Fluffy.
Yeah, sorry. He says, my name's Beatrice. Yeah. Are you heroes? You look like you're not from the garden.
No, I'm a scary witch.
You do look a little bit scary. And he edges towards the candy one. Like, there's something about you I like.
You're very nice too. We do help. I mean, we arrived here and we're here to help.
Okay, well, please help me. A lot of bees have gone missing from the hive, and the queen she needs help finding them. She sent me out, and there's only like 1 or 2 left, and we've got to find them. They've all disappeared.
Oh no.
Are there any clues? Is there a scene of the crime?
So there's not really. The only thing that's changed in the garden is the tower. A tower appeared a few days ago,
Oh.
but we don't want to go there.
Is it a scary tower?
We think it's scary. The queen told us it's scary.
Why would they go there if the queen says no? Don't bees always follow their queen?
Well, I don't want to go there. I'm not going there.
Yeah, it's consent. You shouldn't just blindly follow your leader.
Spoken like a true child.
Consent is one of my skills because you should teach your kids consent at a young age.
Very true.
Yep. Just please help. I don't know what to do. I'll tell the queen that I've found someone, but yeah, sorry, I've got no information for you other than.
But I mean, the tower was pretty good information.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Of
we'll
all
help
the
you
things
beat.
that we have to go on, the tower's the only one.
Yeah. Can I conjure a little bit of toffee and just offer it to the bee as a thank you?
Yeah. You can either, I don't know, make brains or precision to do this right, or even make a bond roll just to see how well he likes it.
I'm going to do a brain, and can I add in my specialty of sweet tooth?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's a bee.
Oh, that is a 14.
Oh yeah, huge success.
Plus 2 for brain and plus 2 for sweet tooth.
Yeah, you make this toffee, and he takes it in his little front two hands and just says, "Thank you. This smells so good. I'll take it to the queen, and I'll tell her that someone's going to come and save the bees." And he flies away, but it's a bit difficult because he's carrying this thing. But he gets out of the grass, and then he disappears from view.
Goodbye. See you soon.
Goodbye, Beatrice. Let's investigate the scary tower. If any of you get scared,
We should
don't
stop
worry.
calling it the scary tower.
Let's
It could just
go
be a tower.
investigate
We
this
should
cool,
call it the tower.
Lyndon
of
is just
fulfilling our
lumbering
destiny.
off towards the tower.
this great tower of great things.
Okay. So you set out towards this tower in the general direction through the long grass that Lyndon saw it. I'll get someone to roll a d12 to determine a random event that happens along the way. Tables, random tables.
Someone rolled?
Who wants to roll
Not
for
yet.
tables? Sammy, you're on the...
I didn't bring a die.
5. On
5.
the mushroom dice.
Okay. Right, you're walking through the long grass and you almost walk right into a river of fast rushing water. Make an agility roll, all of you, to not fall in.
What did that even say?
That is a 10. Unnatural.
9.
Success.
10.
Success.
I would like to use my yarn and wand and throw it as a grappling hook to help support myself and not fall in.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. If
Yep,
that's a
fantastic.
natural reaction for you to do. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I walk around with it in my hands, so then it's an 11.
Nice. Success.
And an 8.
8. Okay. Questionable success. So 3 of you just managed to and just completely avoid falling in. Erica, you are perched very precariously on the edge, doing a very comical whoa, like your heavy knight, like candy knight armor is sort of weighing you towards this river, and your friends have a chance to stop you from falling if they are so inclined.
I'm able to stretch out a wing and then just scooch
Yep.
our sweet knight back.
Okay.
Can I help add a game changer, like do a help action to shoot my yarn out and around to help pull them back in?
Okay.
Like a yarn lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a yarn lasso.
Okay, so everyone is safe. You haven't fallen into the river, but you still need to get across somehow. So this would just involve some kind of creative problem solving.
Be careful, friends. We must get past this live stream.
It's over. I'm done.
Remember,
You
we've got
thought the
prizes
bees
to
were
give
bad.
away. Thank you for tuning in.
Always gotta save the bees.
Are there anything on the banks of the stream that may be helpful for crossing it?
There is just sort of mud and the grass, and maybe the odd flower petal here and there.
Perhaps we could cut down a blade of grass, tie it to another blade of grass, and then use that as a kind of grass bridge. Lyndon, you climbed.
If we all climbed
the
up
grass,
on
how
top
tall
of a
is it?
blade of grass, would it bend over enough to get across the river?
Maybe. But then if we all get off it, will it fling one of us back? Like a trebuchet.
Oh, why don't we fling all of us over there instead? We'll trebuchet the other way.
Oh. Use gravity to our harm.
Yes, absolutely.
This also just sounds fun.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to catapult ourselves across the river using grass.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Very good.
I would say that this would probably be a combination of things. One, a brawn roll to pull down a blade of grass to the point where people could climb upon it, and a precision roll to release it in just the right way that they won't fling off into oblivion.
Okay. If you've got brawn
Could
enough
I-
of precision.
Okay, yeah. I've got
Can I mash up some brains and Yarncraft to create a triggering mechanism that will give it a game changer?
Yes, very much so. Let's do that
Excellent.
first, brains and Yarncraft. See if we can
Yep.
make this more than just a blade of grass. This is a blade of grass, spring-loaded.
Total of 12.
Success. You make a mechanism that can be used to hold the blade of grass still and then be released as a trigger to fling you all across in tandem.
Mhm.
Okay, now someone brawn to bring down the grass.
Yeah, Braun just moving around and with the extendy limbs, just holding on like prehensilely to both the ground and the blade of grass as we go. All of those points I took off senses I put into Braun. So we'll see. That's a 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. Brad.
Okay,
That's a 6.
that's a questionable success. So,
Oh
yeah,
no.
you pull down a blade of grass and you get it all the way down to the ground, and it's down for just long enough for you to remark to everyone, like, hey, I've done it, look over here, and then pwing, it flings away.
Am I still attached?
With or
to it?
without Lyndon?
No, it was still a
Okay.
success to some degree. You did the thing you tried to do, it just didn't work out.
Get sad
Ah,
shoulders.
crap.
I've got poor brawn, so I can make a cushion at the other end out of marshmallow to land on, but I can't help much more at the moment.
Mm.
You can team up if you want to try that again, Lyndon, and have people helping you. Each helper grants you a +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone was like climbing up the blade of grass as a
It might be
slightly
dangerous
risky
with questionable
counterweight.
successes.
Just adding their weight to it, yeah.
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 Or am I able to fold my wings
we'll all
like
chip
this to give a little boost? Almost like pinball paddles to like boost you up there.
Yeah. So I can hold on to a higher bit because
Yeah.
that was all of the pressure at the bottom was what the problem was. That
Yeah,
makes
okay.
sense. So that's a further +2, you reckon?
I can maybe do some toffee handholds and try to climb up the grass to add more weight to the top. If
Okay,
you need an
yeah.
extra.
There's
Or
another
just
+2
toffee
there.
his hands to make them more sticky.
Okay.
To pull down.
That
So-
too, but then if he goes, everything goes. If that doesn't go again.
Anything goes.
I'll
no.
send
Oh,
Jan
no.
up and around the
Ooh.
grass to ratchet it down to a tree or to another blade of grass
Yeah,
or something.
that's
to sort
that's
of restrain
important
it
and
from shooting
sensible.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a
That'll be my
4.
efforts at helping.
Plus 6 help, plus 5 from my stats.
Nice.
15.
Yeah. Huge success. You pull down this really epically strong piece of grass that you know is going to have some great tension, and it's going to give you some sweet distance, get you pretty much all the way to the tower if you get this right. And you pull it down, and Samsara is able to secure it with her yarn mechanism, and all of you can get aboard if that's what you so choose. And then it's up to Severin to release with some precision. See how you all end up.
I would like to make one more preparation. I want to fasten the corners of my cloak to my legs so that I turn it into a squirrel suit, a flying squirrel suit.
Nice.
Okay, so if falling from a great height happens, you'll at least have some flying abilities.
Yes.
Gliding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Amazing.
Ready?
The next blade of grass to the tower, stopping at all stations, will depart. From platform 1, we only have one platform. Am I able to use bird eye to look at the best path towards the tower?
Yep.
Because it's also about flying, so it's very much bird related.
Yeah.
That is a 7 in total.
Okay, questionable success.
Oh dear.
Is that including the game changer of the trigger mechanism?
No, that trigger mechanism was used as a help for Lyndon.
Oh, okay. Cool. No, that's okay.
So that is a success. You do fly directly towards the tower, but you actually kind of fly over the tower. All of you are soaring through the sky, and you look down as like, oh, the tower's below us, and we're still going.
I'm sorry, we did this too well.
Can I try and steer back around?
For just yourself?
I mean, I could send Jan out to rope in the others and try and drag them with me, but...
I want to see this. Yes, please.
Okay, what do you want first?
Okay, you need to communicate that to your team that you're going to do that, and then precision to get them all yarned in like a 1, 2, 3. This is not what I had in mind, but okay.
Okay.
I've got a potential wake up just in case.
Yeah. As we're soaring through the air, it's like, okay, I'll try and get us back on course. Just grab on, and the ball, like the yarn, swirls out around us all and gives handholds. Do you need a roll for that, or should I carry on?
No, just carry on. I'm just enjoying the narrative.
So as the rope helps wrap around into their grip, I'm going to unfurl my cloak and try and steer my way back to the ground towards the tower.
Okay. I would say just one precision roll to take care of all that.
Okay. Right.
Gotta get it right.
That's a 7, and I am literally wrapped in the I'm cloaked in the night and stars. I would like to add my +2 on that. If that's okay.
Okay, so +2 of your game changer of your
with a -1. So +1 onto a 7 is an 8. I hope that is not too bad.
No, that's a questionable success. So you do succeed in what you're trying to do. So you do manage to lasso everybody together. You do manage to soar and change the trajectory of your flight towards the tower. But I would say you come in for a very messy landing and into the side of the tower.
Before we hit the tower, can I put a marshmallow up to make it less impact?
Okay, good, because that will stop you all from losing a limit point. Yes.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
that
roll
was really
for
fun. We should do more.
You can make an argument for what stat you think, Erica.
Probably precision.
Okay.
With some sweet tooth. That's 13.
Nice. Yeah, that's a success. You do manage to make almost like an airbag in front of you as the four of you just slam into this tower, and it's soft and it's sweet, and it makes a very satisfying sound instead of a thwop. And then you settle down on the ground at the feet or at the base of this gigantic stone tower.
That was amazing.
That was totally wicked.
I am slightly sticky now, but I'm sure this will pass.
Better sticky than not.
Something to live by. Yeah.
Get him embroidered on a cushion.
Get some merch going. It's like, what does it mean? The tower is standing very tall in front of you. There is no obvious openings on the side that you just happen to be facing, but all of you do see up ahead, sort of coming around the corner, like around the bend of the tower base, is a caterpillar with a wooden shield. He's just sort of inching his way around the perimeter.
Are we sure it's a caterpillar and not an inchworm? If it's inching its way around the tower?
Dunno. It's caterpillaring its way. It doesn't have the same ring to it. And don't say ringworm. Don't say ringworm. So
That's a fungus or
this-
something, not a worm.
this caterpillar is just working its way around the perimeter of this tower, and will see you in a matter of seconds.
Do we wish to hide from this caterpillar? Or do we engage it in friendly conversation about bees?
I think even if it's like an opponent that we need to deal with, if we convince him, he can change and turn into a butterfly.
Well, I mean, a cocoon first.
I start
Even better.
crocheting a cocoon.
And then...
Crochet sleeping bag.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can. I'll just.
the yarn's going wild,
Yeah,
and
I'll just give
the
you that for
ones are
free.
blue. Yeah,
You just have now a very rapidly crocheted chrysalis for this caterpillar, should he choose to retire, to metamorphize.
yeah. Or we might just give the opponent wings.
Yeah.
They are now airborne. I will go up to the caterpillar. So, hello, sir. I am looking.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking for bees. Have you seen any recently?
He turns his head to you, like snaps it to attention, and just says, "Ah, you're looking for the bees?
Yes.
What? No,
Yep.
you can't have the bees. We have the bees. Leave
Why
this
not?
place, or I
Why?
will remove you by force myself."
What right do you have to the bees?
He says, my master needs the bees," and he pulls a little spear from behind his back. So now he's holding a shield and a spear. He says, "Get away from here.
Right.
On the master's orders, no one is to come for the bees,
And you always follow your master's orders?
without question."
What if two of your master's orders contradict each other? Which one do you follow then?
Okay, make a brains roll to bamboozle.
Just trapping them in a paradox.
That is a
not.
6.
Okay, that so
think.
stopping or overcoming
Oh,
foes.
well.
A 6 is you get 1 success against your target.
Oh, no, it is a 9. My bad.
a 9. Oh,
I read
okay.
it upside down.
Even better. Yep. You get a success against the target with no negative ramification. So that this caterpillar guard, he just ponders that for a while, and then he says, "Well, that hasn't happened yet. Either way, I've been given orders. Keep people away from the bees. So get out." And he lunges at you with the spear. I'll
I was
get
gonna
you
say,
to roll agility to avoid this spear. He's just trying to get you away.
I was going to say, while he pondered that, can I slap the sword out of his hand? But I guess I was also pondering that.
No, he has a turn first.
Would you allow me to add another specialty? Wing glide, to just glide myself out of the way.
Yeah, just that's how you get out of the way of things.
Indeed. That is a 12.
12, yeah, awesome. You avoid the danger. So he just lunges a spear at you. Nothing happens.
So must we regress to violence to sort this out? Can we not just
I'm
talk
gonna-
about the efficacies of authority?
Lyndon will pull up, get his attention, and try to explain as best he can about how maybe life would be simpler and make more sense if you had like wings and could just fly around and do whatever you wanted and drink nectar all the time,
That's
instead
what
of
the
being
master
so
does.
angry, and that is within your reach.
He's
That's what the
describing
master
butterfly
does. The
effect.
master flies around on his beautiful wings, and he drinks nectar, and he tells us of amazing, wondrous things. Do you know the master?
No, but I know how you could get wings.
Oh, do tell me how to get wings.
Well,
Hey, make a bond
I
roll
have
here,
this-
Lyndon, and this could count towards the successes or failures.
Yeah, you see the back.
Bonds. I'm just trying to work a skill in, just trying to physically demonstrate the beauty of butterflies with my extended limbs.
Actually, in gliding away with my wings, you can see the effectiveness of
Oh,
wings. Would that add any kind of game changer to Lyndon's role?
No.
That's quite enough going on as it is. Okay. What does that say? I've got contacts in. It's very hard. I think that's a 9 plus 2 for bonds and 2 for limbs. 11. 13.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's another success. You get one more success against the target. So he is convinced that you can help him get wings, and wings are what he wants. You've discovered his dream, and he says, "Okay, what do I need to do? I still need to guard
Well,
the tower. The master gave me a job, but if you can help
it's
me,
perfect. We can attach the cocoon to the tower. You'll be here all night. I have a little spell in the morning, or just before morning, a little bit before dawn. You'll emerge as a beautiful butterfly. I have to cast a spell though.
Oh, he looks at
I'm
all
just
four of
checking
you, and
because I need your consent. We need to be sure you're okay with this.
he looks at all four of you in turn, like eyeing up if like you're trustworthy or not. And he looks especially at Lyndon, who just convinced him of something, and he's like, yeah, okay, yep. If I get big beautiful wings, I can guard the master so much better. I can go all the way up there.
Is it where the bees
Excellent.
are?
Well, here, let me attach the cocoon to the tower, and I'll put it next to the tower. Now just climb in, and I'll button them in.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna say the magic words, and you will wake up near dawn, and you'll be a butterfly. So, with this cocoon, you'll sleep most of the day. Then tomorrow you can butterfly away.
Ooh. Okay. Make a roll.
Yeah, I suppose that's part of it too. I'm going to add my skill of consent on there because we're being honest and doing our best. And is it a brains check for?
Yeah, I'd
this?
say so.
Or bond?
I'd say brains to get the spell right.
Brains. Okay, cool. So that is going to make it 16.
Okay. Yeah. That is a huge success. You get two successes, which you didn't need. You only needed one more. This threat or challenge of the guard caterpillar is completely nullified. He has climbed into a cocoon. He is happy. He is preparing to change into a beautiful butterfly. And you didn't get any information out of him, but he is.
As he goes under, I say, when you emerge from your cocoon just before dawn, you should come and find us and show us your beautiful wings.
Okay.
Escape plan, guys.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, friends. And then he is gone.
We got some information that, he just told me for basically no reason that there's a master and the master needs the bees. So
Master
we find
is
the master.
up too.
Master's up. We go up. We find the master. We find the bees. Happy days.
Yeah, the BBG, the bee's bad guy, is a butterfly.
That'd be a BB.
Yeah.
BBB, EG? How many bees are there?
What do you do?
How many bees are there in the tower, Brad?
You can't tell from outside.
What are the sticks here? Okay, well, we better get in there.
What does the buzzing sound like? What's the buzz about the bees?
Is there a door to the tower, or is it just sort of like an open, like
an entrance?
Yeah.
They're not on the face that you're looking at, but if you walk around the perimeter, you do find that, like on the far side, there is just an open archway door, like you would find in a garden ornament, just a big black hole, essentially.
Cool. Should we go inside?
Walk through.
Okay. Inside, I'll get each of you to take turns describing something sort of dark and spooky you see inside this tower. Like, what is something that adds to a feeling of like loom and doom?
Ooh. On a dusty, often not used bookcase, there's a skull, and on top of it a candle has melted, leaving only a small nub in a wick.
You just took everyone's turn? Great. No, that's great. Dusty bookcase with skull. What kind of creature is it? The skull of?
Oh, it appears to be a capybara.
That's huge. Okay.
Wait, no, they're small, right? They're small little.
They're pretty chunky.
They're small.
They imported it from South America. What's something else that adds to sort of the vibe?
Old spider webs that have been long left behind.
Nice. Old webs.
there's a big, really faded painting, like over a fireplace somehow, of a butterfly in armor.
Oh, from the butterfly's glory days.
Yeah,
Back
but
in-
it's like the varnish has gone entirely brown.
Back in the Nectar Wars. I remember those.
That was just last week.
So you enter this tower, and there is so there's these things. There's this dark, dusty bookcase and the skull of a capybara. Somehow there's old webs. Sorry, I
It's a
didn't.
dream.
And there's a spooky evil
yeah,
witch in the tower.
The somehow made it seem so derogatory towards somehow.
I mean, that could be a whole side adventure to this.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? How did
Prequel.
you...
Where did the capybara
There's
skull
this
come from?
glowing question mark over the top of the capybara skull.
Add it to the quest log. There's a faded painting of a butterfly from the glory days, and there's the spiral staircase leading up the column into the darkness.
Hey guys, I think that's a plot twist.
Beatrice buzzes past the door at that moment and just says, I came back just to see if there'd be any more puns, and there were, so bye!
You'll be back! Wait, I've made that joke. Damn!
I start climbing up the plot twist.
Okay. Yep, the vertical railroad.
Following,
Big
climb
neon
up.
sign saying, go this way.
Plot this way, not plot other way.
Yeah.
You climb this spiral staircase, and at the top of it you find a room with a big cage full of bees, like really jam packed in there, battery bees. They are just, they don't have a single bit of room to move. That's not funny. Animal cruelty is not funny, Samsara. I don't know why you're laughing at cruelty to the bees, but they're crammed into this this cage, and there's these sort of just swirling magical waves kind of flowing around the room. Like you can see them, just like blue and gold, just waves of energy floating around the room like a miasma of magic. And there is this huge butterfly that is flapping, and you see that the waves of magic are coming off the butterfly's wings. And you all hear a voice in your mind saying, you should not have come here.
Well, we're here now. And you're bullying these bees, and bullying is not on.
Okay, all of you make an agility roll as a burst of magic violently shoots out at you.
Oh.
Samsara rolled low.
Am I able to deflect that with my kunai blades?
Sure, I like that visual. Just magic. Pating, get off.
Get out of here with your nerd stuff. That is a 9.
Okay. Success. You avoid the danger, Severin.
I would also like to just straightforwardly, like on account of being so dark, just the entire visual component of that just sort of zilch out at the same time as getting 8 plus 1 on agility is 9, plus, if possible, further 2.
Okay. Yeah. So if you get the further 2, or either way, that's just a success. You avoid the danger, so that's fine. So there's this bolt of magic energy just boom past Severin, boom past Lyndon. And what about Samsara and Erica?
I'm busy, like I'm seeing all this magic in the air, and I'm trying to understand what's going on with it. I'm so distracted, and I see this brilliant blast of magic coming towards me, and I'm looking at it's like last second. Oh no! And I swirl in my and cloak myself in night and stars, which adds 2 to my roll, which brings the total to 1.
Can
Agility?
Can I assist potentially?
Oh wait, my agility's 0, so it's a total of 3.
Okay. No, you can't, Erica. You've got your own
no.
problems. Or you can you can assist her by defaulting your own roll.
Well, I might need my roll. But I want to save.
Yeah, no, you do your roll. It's okay.
It's a good thing you upgraded yours to from a 2 to from a 1 to a 3, Samsara.
Yeah.
So you do fail to avoid the damage, and you receive 1 limit. It could have been worse though.
Yeah.
So you just get hit with this bolt of energy, and it hurts. It just courses through you, and it causes a lot of pain. Erica, how'd you go?
I roll a 10 plus 2 for hard candy to use my gingerbread shield.
Yep.
So 12 in total.
Yeah, awesome. You avoid the danger. So 3 of you just sort of get out of the way and don't get affected, and then Samsara sort of just takes the brunt of this magical blast. Now, what do you all do?
Stop it.
Okay, make a bond roll. This counts towards.
Hello.
It's just a simple imperative.
Well, that's a straight 12, net 12, plus
Ooh.
nothing.
Okay. Yeah, you get 1 success against your target. So you tell it to stop it, and that counts towards it stopping.
I learned that from my mother.
Can I see any lock on the cages of the battery bees?
Make a senses roll, just to sort of gauge your surroundings very quickly in the heat of the moment.
Because these are flying creatures, can I add my bird's eye?
Yeah, okay. Birds have got very sharp, keen senses.
That is cooked. That is a 10.
Okay. Yeah, that is a success. So do you want this to help you with the bees in the cage, or do you want this to help with overcoming the butterfly? This could be
I'm hoping if I free the bees, then they will aid us. Not necessarily by stinging, because as we all know, that's like a one-time thing, and then we have less bees. But at least to throw themselves at.
Okay. Yeah, so in that case, it won't count towards the wizard, the butterfly wizard magic thing, but it will get you to, like, you see a lock on the bee cage, and you get yourself to it.
Mhm.
So next thing you do, you can release them, and we'll see what happens there.
It's already clicking in with Plan B.
No.
They're like, is there one more pun? I need one more pun. Amazing, thank you.
Oh, beehive.
Nobody thoraxed.
I don't think
for
we
this.
should make any more jokes about Plan B.
Be kind.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, Lyndon's just gonna rock over to where the butterfly is and try and grab it with his extendy limbs.
Okay.
And it grabs.
Aw.
9 plus brawn plus limbs is 14.
Nice. That is 2 successes towards overcoming this butterfly wizard. So you grab onto it, and it is violently thrashing its wings around, so like, get away from me, get away from me. And in doing so, it's going to try and blast you with magic, like point blank. So roll to avoid that while you're still holding on to it.
Yep. So what? Agility again?
I'd say so.
Yeah, and I'm just going to try and entirely absorb this blast of magic, possibly to use it later with my engulf skill.
Ooh, Kirby.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work out. It's 2 plus a 1 plus a 2, which is 5.
5. Okay. Yeah, you fail to avoid the danger, which makes sense. You're holding on to this butterfly's wings, and it just point blank, poof, some magic straight into you for 1 limit damage.
Right. I'd like to get up and dust myself off and flare the cloak out. And I start sending out my yarn to wrap around the bee's magic and try and reduce his power, or like make him less effective, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Make a roll.
I'd like to use Bond for that.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Yep, cool. 16.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that is 2 successes towards defeating the evil butterfly wizard, who is currently being held in place by Lyndon. Severin, you're standing over by the bees, ready to release that lock. And Samsara, describe the way that this magic takes place.
I reach into the cloaks of my pocket and fling out yarn, and it just starts like weaving out and shooting out, and it meshes with the bee's magic, the butterfly's magic, and sort of it's like a wrestling match of ethereal string versus butterfly wing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah. This is
there's this dance
Yeah.
going on of the butterfly's magic versus your yarn, and it's sort of like two opposing magical forces coming to blows with each other. And slowly but surely it starts to close in on the butterfly wizard. And Lyndon, like you'll see that you are about to get enclosed as well. So make a quick either brawn to sort of break free or agility to get out of the way
that'll
as the
be-
spell closes in on you.
Brawn, thank you. 11 plus 3 is 14.
Nice, yeah, huge success. You easily overcome that challenge and get a positive repercussion as well. I'd say you throw yourself out of that situation and land right next to Severin. You can offer some kind of help to Severin if he so needs it. Just as that epic battle of the magic is slowly going your way, and the butterfly is getting like more and more condensed, more and more like surrounded by the thread magic. Severin, what do you do?
I'm going to try to get one of the kunai blades and pick the lock very precisely of the cage. And then if
Precision
Lyndon... Well, I'm going to say, I'm going to try to pick the lock. Once I do, if you wrench it open, the bees are free.
Yep, that can just be one turn. He can grant you a +2 to your roll. You're just working together for the sole purpose.
Oh, so +2 to pick.
To yours, yep.
Amazing. So precision and kunai and a +2 is an 11 total.
Wicked. Yeah, you succeed in doing that. You pop open this latch, throw the door open of this cage, and the bees just rush out in force, and most of them head straight for a small window the size of like just a couple of bees wide, and they just file out rapidly from this tower as the threads close in on the butterfly wizard.
Liberty!
What's that?
That's a real stretch is what that was.
Don't hurt yourself with stretches like that.
I've got to
I got to give it a 4 out of antenna.
So the bees file out of the room, and the butterfly wizard is slowly becoming like just nothing but a ball of yarn. And then you hear, "I told you shouldn't have come here." And there's this poof, bright flash of light, and you are all blinded with light for just a few seconds.
Big eyes, just like the black pupils are like little cat eye slits.
And when you regain your senses, you find yourselves no longer in this tower. You find yourselves instead high up on a snowy mountain, and there is a freezing cold wind gusting through, and you can see like birds flying in the distance. You can see like thick clouds of snow and hail and ice, and a few large shapes flying in and out of the clouds, and like loud shrieking sounds. And then bursting out of the clouds is this small purple and black dragon, and it flies very clumsily towards you and then lands on the snow with a thud right in front of you, and it just starts crying like a baby.
Can I put a comforting wing over this dragon? Like, they're there.
Okay.
Tears for the pillow.
Yeah, just says, "Please help me find my mommy. She was flying around and then disappeared, and there are dragon hunters around, and something bad has happened to her."
Were you dragging your feet when your mum said follow?
Oh, you're the one that told those bee puns, aren't you? I heard about that.
Yeah.
He just breaks down crying. Just, "Where were my mommy?"
Where did you last see her?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just going to sort of reach around somewhere in like my torso, and there's a little crinkling of paper, and it comes out with a paper bag, and offer him a piece of licorice.
What is this?
It's one of those licorice all sorts things that's the little balls pasted around a gooey center, and it's black and licorice flavored.
Okay, make a bond roll just to see if the baby dragon likes this, because Brad wouldn't.
It's 13 actually.
Okay. He says, "Oh, thank you," and just starts chewing on it. Goes, "That's new. It made me slightly less sad, but I'm still worried about my mummy."
Yeah, where did you last see her? Nearby or?
Yeah, a few hours ago. And then points sort of down the mountain a little bit. She was down there.
Have any new towers sprung up recently?
No, but there's dragon hunters on the mountain.
So we're on a snow. Can I
Yeah,
find
you're on
any,
the snowy mountain. Yeah.
any dragon hunter footprints of like heavy boots? Things
No,
like that.
there's sort of been active recent snowfall. So if there were, it's been covered up.
I don't know where they could have gone, which is a not ideal situation.
Okay, I'll get someone else to roll a d12 for another random event. So, just for context for all of you players and the people who are viewing, so this game was obviously designed for children, and normally game sessions are about 20 minutes long and are for one dream world. They solve the dream world problem, and then they get sort of sucked back into the waking world as the dream ends. This is elongated for the sake of a stream. We're weaving a few different worlds together, and hence basically plot point number 2 starting.
If you've ever overslept and one dream kind of goes into
Yeah.
another,
Yeah,
woken up slightly and then fallen back asleep. I think that's what we're doing.
A little bit of lucid dreaming.
This just in a word from our sponsors. If anyone wants to get on the prize draw, type in KiwiRPG in the chat. Come on, lurkers. We know you like free stuff too.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is a 1 on a D12.
Now to your regular scheduled program.
A 1, okay. Right, so all of you, as you're standing around wondering what to do on this mountain, wondering what comes next, you see a hairy dwarf man, like a medieval fantasy kind of dwarf man with like Viking helmet, and he is just marching around in the snow, and he sort of notices you, and he comes over with his big axe over his shoulder, and yeah, he just starts marching towards you in sort of a kind of friendly way. And then he reaches you and just says, "All right, what are you doing on the mountain? You don't look like dragon hunters to me."
No, we're dragon helpers.
No. Yeah,
Dragon
we're
helpers.
Dragon hunters.
Okay.
The hunter of dragon hunters for a dragon.
He draws his axe. Like,
Oh no!
You're here hunting hunters. That ain't gonna fly.
We're not hunting anybody.
No, but you know what is going to fly?
Dragons.
Quick, grab another leaf and we'll tie it into it. Damn, the grass is shorter here. It must be mowed.
Leaf grass? What are you talking about? We're on top of a mountain. And if you'll excuse me, I've got a dragon to hunt. Don't you get in my way. And he turns away and sort of starts marching off down the mountain again.
We may wish to stop this person and question them.
Halt.
Or we could send them on a wild goose chase. Well, a wild dragon goose chase.
Dragoose?
Dragoose, yeah. This is just Fate of Ison again, isn't
Wild
it?
dragoose chase. All right. Okay. Explain how you're going to do that.
Yeah, we got to save the dragoons.
I've never heard of that podcast.
I will crochet up a little dragon and give it the power to fly around and away from any real dragons. And it looks like it's just flying up quite high, but it's really just quite small and close.
Okay, this will probably be precision with your magic.
Lyndon will just cough up the remains of that bit of magic that he was trying to absorb by way of assistance.
Okay, yeah, you get a +2 from Lyndon.
Fantastic.
Hocking up a magic ball.
Like some kind
I
of
should have taken better precision. So +2 for Yarncraft, +2 for helping, -1, which is 3 added to a 5.
Okay.
So it's 8. 8 total.
8. Yeah, questionable success. You do craft this little magical dragon, but it's a little bit wonky. On any kind of close inspection, this ain't gonna pass.
All dragons are valid. But I understand that this one won't be
don't have to
effective.
pass. Yeah.
So you set it off.
Passing's a construct. We don't need to do that.
So I didn't mean to push any buttons or trigger anything. You send this dragon off on its merry little perfectly valid
Have
way.
you tried asking if it was a dragon?
And so tell me what you do with this dragon.
I want it to like fly out away from, like, it stays as far away as it can from any real dragons, and it flies off to the side trying to attract the attention of would-be dragon hunters, so we'll see them attack it before they attack us.
Okay. So
we can sneak up on them and get the jump.
Yeah, this Viking dwarf, as he marches down the mountain, he notices it, and you see him sort of turn on his trajectory and make a. I don't want to say beeline, but
Oh no, not again.
Wrong world.
he makes a Viking dwarf line straight towards your pretend dragon, but you know that because of the way it was made, that's not going to like distract him from his mission for long. And that's one success, by the way, against him. If he should come back again, he's had one.
Nice.
Right, so you are still directionless on this mountain. There's dragon hunters, there's dragons, there's a dragon missing.
Was the way he was going the same as like down where the young dragon was pointing?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go pottering off down that way.
Is the young dragon still around?
No, it sort of scurried off into the snow as the bike was heading up.
Well, we could head down. That could be where the mother dragon was.
Yes, I will follow Lyndon.
Yeah. I'll, as we walk along, start making snowshoes for each of us.
Are they out of tennis rackets, but made of wool?
Yeah. They're tennis rackets strung with wool and tied on with more wool.
Yeah.
And made of wool, so they're just floppy.
Yeah.
They're no help. They're
Tennis
basically
rackets.
socks.
Wait,
They're socks.
I could probably roll a 16 about that if you want, Brad.
No, you make socks.
Our feet are warm.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
Yes.
you march down the mountain with your woolen socks.
It's good for ice.
And they get very wet and cold. But you as you trudge, you do see like 3 children up ahead. Maybe knights like yourselves. You don't know. They appear to be like a witch, a wizard, and a knight of some kind. 3 young children in costumes. And they are looking around for something.
Hail and well met. I learnt that in books that I read. That's how you greet people.
They say, yay! You look just like us. And then they rush over and they're like, are you here to hunt the dragons too?
In a sense.
We got told to come here and hunt the biggest dragon we could, and then we can take it to this wizard, this like butterfly wizard who's gonna give us this prize.
Oh, that butterfly wizard sounds like a bad idea. Sounds like a bad guy.
He was a bully. We've met him before. Bullies aren't good.
Bullies aren't good.
No, he told us to come here and do this.
Yeah, but honestly, if you try and finish this job, you're going to find that he's a little tied up. He won't be able to see you the rest of the night.
What does that mean?
You could join us on our quest.
What's your quest?
We need to find the dragon as well, but because we're helping it get its child back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, make a bond roll, Samsara.
Yeah. I would like to use my consent ability to make sure that they're not going to hurt the dragon. That they're helping us find them and completing our quest with us.
Okay.
They're consenting to help.
Do we still get a prize?
Yes.
The real prize is the friends
I'll
you'll
make you
make along the way.
amigurumi. You're not going to believe this. 17.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's really high.
The highest I can roll, yeah.
That
Big
is
bomb.
two-
It's a net
yeah.
12.
That's 2 successes against this group of children to get them completely nullified from being technically a
Yeah.
challenge to you.
Yeah, and I start making their prizes, which are lots of little octopus amigurumis.
Yeah, they're
Little
very
soft toys.
excitedly trying to get a look at
Yeah.
what you're doing. Like, is that for us? What is that for us?
Yeah, I'll make some for all of you. Don't worry.
Okay, and you need one more success against them in something to get them to stop dragon hunting, basically.
I'll offer them some toffee because they'll be too busy trying to chew the toffee that they'll be distracted enough that they can't go dragon hunting.
Okay.
Toffee is a really chewy substance.
Okay, what are you going to roll for this toffee this time, Erica?
I would like to roll, I guess, Bond and add Sweet Tooth.
Yeah. Yep. That works.
It's not great. It's a 5.
Ooh, okay. Failure. Yeah, they are not overcome. They're not like, no, Mum says we shouldn't have candy, or we shouldn't take it from strangers, especially. So, I don't actually like this. I don't think we can come with you. I think we're gonna keep hunting this dragon, but we'll take our prizes though. And they're gonna magic you in the
Fine.
face. So Erica,
Wow.
the one who is dressed like a witch, who actually looks a little bit like Samsara, is just going to like point her broomstick at you and be like, pew! And you need to roll agility to avoid like a little bolt of magic.
Okay.
You've annoyed her by trying to offer her candy.
Yeah, I'm going to add my shield in. These kids are raised wrong, I will say.
Yeah.
Alright, it fell off the table. Whew, there's a bad candy offering. That was a natural 1 plus 2 is a 3.
No, 3. Okay. Yeah, you failed to avoid the damage or the danger, and she blasts you with a little magic witch bolt for 1 limit. And she says, "That's what happens to strangers who try to give us candy."
Adventures. Must we regress to violence? How
Yes!
about a...
No!
Okay, but what if we don't? How about a simple game? You like games?
Yeah.
Okay. Choose amongst yourselves, whoever you want. If I can beat you down the bottom of this mountain and get to the bottom first, you join us.
Okay. The witch, wizard, and knight all sort of turn to each other and have a little, and you actually hear that that's all they're saying. And then they turn back, and the knight, he raises his sword, his little toy sword, high in the air, and he says, "I'll be the champion of the group. I will win this.
Very well.
Off I go!" And he just starts sprinting down the mountain.
Oh,
Cheat!
Erica, if you allow me to, can I grab your gingerbread shield and use that as a toboggan to slide down?
Yes.
Yeah, and I will give him a shove.
Possibly aiming for the knight to take him out.
Okay.
On my way
Unlikely.
past, swing him.
Okay. Yeah, this sounds like agility with 2 helpers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something.
Would you allow wing glide if I use that to push off as well?
Yep, definitely. Getting some
So-
big fat bonus here.
So it's a plus 2 from the 2 helpers, and then a plus 2 from wing glide, and then my agility,
Yep.
which is also a 2. Why can't I hold all these
plus 8
twos?
here.
Nope, that is cocked. That is a 14.
Okay, yeah, huge success. You completely overcome this challenge of the 3 kids by hurling yourself down the mountain on a candy toboggan. You completely knock out the kids' legs. This knight who's like running down, and it just and lands in the snow, and he yells out, "Oh, I'm telling!" And then you zip down the mountain, and you get to the bottom. You win the challenge, and by the time you fly back up and like rejoin your friends, those 3 knights they've just gone. They've cried that you're cheaters, you're strangers, you're weirdos, and they've gone, "We're going home," and they've just left.
Sounds like a skill
Don't
issue.
you want your prize?
No, don't want your stinky prize.
I'll keep it for me then.
I mean, can I get the prize?
Severin
win.
didn't
I
win
need
the
it
race.
later.
You see the snow
It's part of the plan.
up ahead
need the prize.
is sort of gathering against the side of a rock, and it is revealing like a very small edge of like a cave. There's a cave that's being kind of concealed by snow buildup.
Lyndon just does the big shrug and goes, "Well, here's the plot," and wanders into the cave.
There's a spiral staircase.
And now it's a plot hole.
Okay, I think if we've learned one thing tonight, is that Brad is very linear in his storytelling.
Gotta get from A to B.
It was meant for kids, man. It was meant for
Kids
kids.
have a short attention span.
Yeah.
Take it straight.
Yeah.
You've got to keep kids focused with coffee and other such things.
Otherwise, they might misbehave. And...
This isn't a 20-session campaign. We don't have time for you to explore a whole mountain. There's a hole in the mountain.
There's no arc, character development. We go towards the cave.
Okay. Yeah, you enter and immediately you can see that this cave is part of a large complex. You're going to have to search. You're going to have to get lost. You're going to have to really find your way through this place. Make a brains roll, everyone, just to see how well you can sort of navigate through essentially an underground labyrinth.
Oh no. I'm not going to add bird.
I want to use my yarn craft, and just an extra ball of yarn is just trailing out behind us, leaving a path.
Okay, that's helpful for the way out, but not the way in.
Yeah, well, I mean, still.
I mean,
helpful
yeah,
later.
can't double back.
I've set up so many little later on things. It's going to be great.
The guy defeated the Minotaur. I got a 7.
I got an 11 on the dice for a 10.
Nice.
I got a 8. Unless I can figure out a way to use one of my specialties, but I don't think I can. Unless you consent, Brad.
No.
We respect that. Carry on.
Okay. So the sevens.
Sorry, also 11 on the dice, but 13.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the sevens are questionable success. Like, you find your way around this maze, but you're really relying heavily on your friends. Like, you're getting lost and turning around and they're like not there, and you're like, and then finding them around a corner and things like that.
I'm pretty sure it's this way. It's got to be this. It's not that way.
Samsara, that's just like a regular success. Like, you're pretty confident you know what you're doing, and you're taking turns, taking corners.
Yeah.
Like,
even if I don't, I do what I'm doing with confidence.
I feel like it's this way.
Right.
I feel like it's this way. And Erica, a huge success. You're just like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly where to go. Like, you feel the air currents.
I am the dragon whisperer.
Yeah, you can feel like where the air is coming from deeper down, and you're just like, nope, not that way, not that way. That's a dead end over there. We will just avoid that. You expertly navigate your way through this maze, and then you hear voices and like a loud, sad moaning sound coming from like a cavern somewhere up ahead. And you see that there is flickering torchlight coming through as well.
Does it sound particularly draconic?
It's just like a...
You go through to investigate the source of this.
There's a whale.
Honestly, it sounds exactly like the child, so it like mother, like child. It's got that same tone of voice when it cries.
Whiny bunch of dragons.
Yeah. This is the meme of like, if I had a nickel for every crying dragon I saw today, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice.
And then you hear, in response to like the moaning, you see like, "Oi, shut it, you!"
Danger. Adventure.
We're gonna,
a chance to unleash one of my prizes.
Speaking of prizes, if you want to check out the chat, no, I don't know.
You'd like to unleash some prizes.
Feel free to pop them in the chat right now, Mel, if that's what you're doing. Not to put you on the spot. The bot. Got to do the bot. Yeah, you hear a moaning. You hear at least one voice telling the moaning to stop it. And there's flickering torchlight.
Okay.
I'd like to creep up to the opening and look through and see if I can see what exactly is going on in there.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, no, I won't get you to roll for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you creep up to the door or the opening of this cave, and you look in, and you do see that there's a large cavern that's lit by torches and sconces around the wall. And in the middle, just like the bees, there's a big cage. But in this cage, there is a very large but very sad purple and black dragon.
Friend.
And standing next to the cage, it's sort of like teasing the dragon almost, is like a very large, bulky, like orc-like person, and a smaller, like goblin kind of person with a pirate patch and a pirate hat.
This is awfully nautically themed. I think this is perfect. Shall we save the dragon?
Okay.
Yes.
No, let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting late.
This doesn't look like the plot to me.
We've got school
I
tomorrow.
step into the doorway and I am from the prize committee, and you two wonderful folks have won a prize. It's actually a night. It's a surprise. And I unclip the prize and I throw it towards them. But opposite to the little dragon, this one looks really small, but it's just really far away. And as I throw it in, it gets much bigger.
Magic.
Mind freak.
And
a real whip.
And I would like the octopus to try and wrap them up and restrict them with its tentacles and just get in their way.
Okay. As you reveal yourself and you make that horrible joke, the big orc one just goes, oh! But the little pirate goblin sort of like elbows him and goes, it wasn't funny. Get out of here. This is our dragon. And then you throw the octopus and all heck breaks loose. Make a roll if the octopus is meant to have some kind of mechanical effect, or get the others to get involved.
It's it's really meant to try and just do a little bit of interference and stop them from being able to respond too quickly. So I want to go with my bond with the octopus.
Okay.
Okay.
I would argue precision to throw it to the right place in the cave.
Oh, but it's going to wriggle around afterwards and get on them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You've won me over. Have your little argument.
Right. If I'm using Yarncraft on top of my +3 for bond, 7.
Okay. Yeah. Questionable success. You get 1 success against the challenge. But there is a negative repercussion, which is that the octopus starts sort of like whipping around wildly, and they get, the orc and the goblin get really spooked and like, what is that? And but then it hits the dragon, it hits the cage, and the dragon just gets really spooked as well. And now the dragon is sort of acting frantic. It's not sure if you're an ally or a foe. And then the goblin one's going to yell, Bongo, get him! And the orc charges towards presumably all of you, unless you've left Samsara alone.
I was standing alone in the door.
So it's just get her, and then Get that
In the
one
shadows.
person.
That's because, it's just seeing her, because while this has been happening, Lyndon has been like sneaking into the room, trying not to be noticed at all on account of being very dark. So
Okay.
he's got his eyes sort of very narrow and squinted. Is basically going to sort of kneel down in front of them both with his arms out, so that when they come charging, they will trip over.
Okay, this won't be a success against them, but we'll see if you're able to get yourself into that situation.
Okay.
So agility, probably.
Agility and very dark. Brad, I don't think I am. That's 5 in total.
Okay, that is a failure. You just failed to do that. So
Yeah.
you try and sneak into the room, and they see you, and they're like, "There's more than one." And the bongo, the orc one, is just charging at Samsara, and he's just going to try and barrel into you with his big, heavy orc body. So you need to roll to avoid that.
Okay.
If from the shadows I can wing outwards to kind of change the orc trajectory, does that
Or
help?
just mum with your wing, like.
Yeah, you can add a +2 to her reaction.
Like a snowplow type thing. You aim it that way, and it just a wing plow.
Okay.
So
Been
agility, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Could I argue for bond?
No.
Okay. I am going to use.
You can talk your way out of this.
Right. So they're starting off as a 6, but I just stand my ground and say no roughhousing, and I would like to add my consent to the roll.
I would say to this no, because
Okay.
he's just barreling into you. I don't think that applies.
In which case, I will use. I will try and obscure myself again with my cloak. It's literally just me swirling around on the spot, going like that. Acceptable.
Yes,
Total of 8.
that with Severin's wing.
Total of 10.
Total of 10. Okay, yeah, that's a success. You avoid the danger. So he's charging at you, and then the combination of the confusion from your cloak suddenly obscuring you, and him getting slightly misdirected by a few millimeters by this wing.
No object permanence.
He charges right past you and just like bangs into a wall, and just goes, "Oi, trickery!" and then the pirate goblin just yells, "I have to do everything myself," and just charges over with like a pirate cutlass. Erica, do you do anything?
Yeah, I would like to come in, and you know the bubble artists, when they make bubbles and they do the sort of like between the finger and the thumb? I'd like to do that with toffee and run with it sort of coming out behind and ensnare the goblin as he's running in a sticky bubble. So if he pops out of it, he's stuck.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I would argue agility or precision to get this right.
I'm going to do precision. And can I do my last specialty, which is bubbles?
Yeah, it fits.
It's a +2. So that is another nat 12 +3.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you get 2 successes against stopping this challenge by completely engulfing the goblin in a toffee bubble. His little pirate charge gets stopped prematurely, and he's just stuck in this. And it's like, "What is this? What is?" He starts trying to jam it with his sword. He's like, "This smells delicious." Ah!
It is delicious too.
And what does Severin do for an action? And then the orc bongo will act next.
Do you want me to pop the bubble?
That is up to you.
He's
As he
already
pop
stuck.
it, he'll be sticky.
If he's already stuck in it, I will leave him to his bubbleness. If Bongo has crashed into something and is kind of on the ground, sitting.
No, just sort of standing there, dazed.
Dazed.
With cartoon birds flying around his head. Tweet, 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 tweet.
I'm able to get up in Bongo's face and
Does the birds
squawk
look like
loudly.
Severin? Does the birds tweeting around his head look like Severin?
Little ravens.
They've got little kunai knives. Stab, stab, stab.
Fan art, please.
In that case, I'd like to change what I do.
Okay. Go for it.
Which is order these little birds to go kind of faster and faster to further disorientate.
Okay, and what are you going to roll for that?
Who knows?
This is a dream. This is crazy.
Just pick one of your highest skills and say, "I want to argue to use this."
What's your worst? What's your worst one?
My worst skill?
Yeah.
No, get out of here, Brad. My worst one is brawn.
Okay, then you're using brawn. No, no, you're not.
Could I argue for agility? If they're going fast.
I guess that's their agility. Yeah, why not? You're controlling their movements. Okay.
Is it also a wing glide?
Again, it's their wing glide, so yeah.
Yeah, wing glide.
I suppose you're puppeting them at this point. You are using your skills to make these imaginary birds do.
This is natural 12 on the dice for 16.
Nice. Okay, so that actually gives you 2 successes against this challenge, which is all that was left. So, Severin, can you tell me, and try and factor in the goblin pirate one who's stuck in toffee as well, can you tell me how you controlling these imaginary concussion birds completely nullifies the challenge of this orc and goblin?
After trying to deftly charge at one of my compatriots, managing to wing out of the way and standing our ground, starts to look disorientated and thinks, oh, these birds that are going around, these cartoon birds, only I can see them, until they become almost more solid, more material around the head of this creature. And they go faster and faster, their wings spreading out and gliding as it stumbles back into this toffee bubble with the goblin friend. Thwomp is engulfed
like a gelatinous cube.
Yes.
Like Super Monkey Ball Jr. starts to roll back down and then boom, pops in a sticky puddle in front of this dragon. And they are stuck to the cave floor, humiliated and birds in their eyes, haunted.
Nice. Yeah, they are just stuck in the very sulky. They're just like, they didn't say it would be like this. Meh.
Who have you been talking to?
Oh, the butterfly wizard. Told us
He's
that
here.
he's everywhere. Told us we could get a big prize if we capture a powerful dragon, because it wants its powers or something. I don't even know. I just want the gold. I just want the gems. I want the fame.
Fame's not all it's cracked up to be.
He's a bad butterfly.
Well, it certainly wasn't worth it for this trouble. Come on, Bongo, let's get out of here. And they both just start struggling against the toffee, trying to get out. And they very quickly realize it's futile, but they
It'll melt in about 4 or 5 hours or so.
Is there like a key that's dangling off his belt or some such thing?
now there is. No, make a senses roll.
Oh no. Sure. That's an 11 on the dice. -3 is 8.
Okay, that's a questionable success. You see a key on the pirate, but in the toffee.
I'm going to reach in and grab the key with my limbs.
Okay, yeah, your weird little limbs just...
Am I able to kunai knife some of the toffee away from it?
Yeah, okay.
Aid in this?
Teamwork. No roll, you just managed to
Okay.
cut and peel some of the toffee away. Lyndon's weird stick figure limbs go in and grab the key out. You now have a key to the dragon cage. The dragon is still terrified of the giant octopus that's slapping the cage.
Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can fix that. And I'll try and shrink the octopus down to tiny prize size.
Okay. Make a roll for that.
Okay.
Oh no.
Brains or precision.
If you fail,
We'll go
it
with
gets
brains.
bigger.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
Either way, it's a success. I love this game.
I wish I had set up the camera to show my dice rolls because, Brad, That's another 16.
Okay. You successfully make the octopus shrink back down to like a little crochet prize that is no longer a threat to the dragon. And then the dragon calms down and says, like, to all of you, thank you for dealing with them and that big long arm thing. I don't even know what it is, but it was very scary.
He's just a little friend.
I need to get out of here. My child is out in the snow somewhere. I need to go.
Oh,
Yes,
we
you
lost
may.
more in that
Here
direction.
for you.
You've seen my child.
Your child is very worried about you.
Oh, he's very
Just-
resourceful. I guess did he speak to you? Did he tell you to find me?
More cried at, but yes.
Yeah, that's Chad.
That explains a lot.
Well, please let me out so I can go back to him. It's almost his dinner time.
Sure.
Just unlock the cage.
Okay, yeah, you open the cage door and it flings open, and the dragon like bursts out excitedly and heads toward the exit, but then stops and pauses and looks back at you. It says, "Would you like a ride?"
Yeah, sure. My ride hasn't arrived yet, so do you know what the time is?
It's
Is it nearly dawn?
6:45 in the morning.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's nearly dawn. Yeah, let's get a ride. We probably find our backup on the way.
Okay. So she sort of does a hump gesture for you to like get on.
Yeah. Okay. Scale the dragon.
Mhm.
Scales.
This is so
Do it.
cool.
I'm going to hang on to one of the like nails of the feet. Just cling.
And you're all on, and she gets like takes a step back in preparation for speed and then hurtles her body into that maze, and she's whipping back and forth left and right through this maze at just terrifying speeds. And then
There's
just
a 50k speed limit.
she's like, this isn't a school zone. And then she just bursts out of the cave into the snowy air and wind. And she flies up high and she's like surveying the mountain. And you can see different bands of people marching up and down the mountain with like weapons. And you see that Viking dwarf like stomping around with his axe. And then you see the dragon, the little baby dragon, hiding, like huddling in the snow, as some dragon hunters are sort of getting kind of near it. And she makes just blast in a straight line straight down towards this the area, and just like lands with a thud, and snow splashes up in the air. And the baby's like, "Mommy!" And then the dragon hunters are all like, "Dragon!" What do you do on the back of this dragon?
I want to start crocheting a big net in the shape of the letter F.
For friendship?
For failure.
For fagin?
For throwing at the
Flagon?
enemies and dropping the F-bomb. I said, my mummy told me it's the worst thing I could do is to drop the F-bomb, so...
Okay.
Very nice.
You could just tell the dragon to fly away.
It
We've
was
already
less fun
dropped
than
it.
making a joke.
If you fly away, they will continue to hunt the dragon for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
We nip this in the
We
bud
gotta-
now. No more dragon hunting.
Okay. So what do you do about it?
Drop the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're knitting the F
Yeah,
bomb,
throw
I'm
it
happy
at
to
them.
grab it and glide down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Make sure
Okay.
it has more velocity.
It's an F-bomb dive, you know?
An F dive bomb.
This is
Yeah,
okay. So this is a group action for at least the two of you.
It's like it now, yeah.
Okay. So you've crafted this bomb.
Yeah.
Severin's going to deliver it via agility or precision.
And
Okay.
moon gliding. Is there anything people would like to add to the F bomb?
I'm gonna throw in some bits of licorice, but maliciously.
Angry licorice.
I've got number 12 on my licorice table as extreme salt pieces of licorice.
Oh.
So So it's going to look like an ordinary chewy licorice lozenge, but
It's like a
it's really
cluster
not.
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Shrapnel.
shrapnel now?
Yeah.
It's definitely some salty language.
Yeah. Erica, do you add any like
I don't know, do you
like
want
peanut brittle or
Valentine's
anything?
Day? Valentine's Day chocolate? Be kind, be mine.
Malicious.
They're going to be mines in it.
Good cop, bad
I
cop.
yeah. Couple of candy hearts in there. Love dragons. Put down your weapons.
Okay. Yeah, great. So Severin, you can deliver this bomb with a +6 from these 3.
So using, I'd say agility and wing glide.
Okay.
So +10 to whatever is rolled for a 13. It could have been 22, but the dice decide.
So that's still only a regular success. That's one. Even with that huge bonus, that's still, you drop it next to them and it just like, it goes off and licorice flies everywhere and they're like, oh, the letter F. Oh, and like candy hearts.
I thought that was going to be much worse with how bad my mum told me the F-bomb was.
Maybe I'll start using it. And they scatter, but they still look determined to surround the dragon and hunt it, or bring it down somehow.
Is this the baby dragon that they're hunting?
Or
is
both
that us
now.
on the
Both
dragon?
of them now.
Both
Oh,
now.
both now. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool.
Do we have a second
And is one of them from earlier?
What was that?
Is one of the dragon hunters the one from earlier?
Oh yeah, one we already have a success
The
on.
Viking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. He's gathered 2 mates.
Oh, Viking friends.
By Queen and by Jack?
No.
Oh, it really suited them.
Oh, Sammy, you're
I'm putting my heart into these. Yeah, I'm a diamond in the rough. Don't club me. I've already been... Oh, wait, I shouldn't...
Shall I hand you a spade to dig a hole?
That's a better joke.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Oh boy.
Fine. We'll all go clubbing after this. Have we stored enough time that we have a plan?
I know.
No, but all of you roll agility because you're annoying me. They all throw like javelins at you.
Can I continue my wing glide down and try to angle myself around the javelins?
You know what? No, because you've annoyed me.
Dang it!
Can I add a shield?
No.
Can I roll against Brad with my consent bonus? Because, come on, guy. Settle down.
No.
Well, that's a 2 on the dice and a 2 in total.
Okay, miserable failure.
Yes, it is.
You take 2 limit damage as a javelin just whoom straight into you.
And Erica falls to the ground off the dragon unless something happens.
I got a 6, so I can probably not help you. As I'm javelined myself.
Yep, you barely avoid one of these javelins. So you don't get harmed, but you get a -3 to the next roll that you make.
I got 7 + 1 for agility. Can I try and absorb this javelin?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, so it just sort of stands there, and the agility is to just step slightly more into its path. And it's just, you can sort of see the javelin, and then at some unspecified point, it's just gone again. And there's a little sort of hiccup as something else is about to happen in a moment.
I gotta help Erica after when there's a chance.
Okay.
So, Lyndon, what did you get?
7 + 8, 10.
Okay. Yeah, success. You just avoid the danger. So you just absorb one of these javelins into your amorphous form. And Samsara.
Yes. I loop some yarn quickly around the dragon spikes and around my legs, and I dive off the dragon, like pin drop straight after Erica. And as I get close, I want to try and do a healing action and I say, I've got some help that might suit you. And I want to do a healing action, Brad.
You need to avoid the javelins first, unless you're just choosing not to.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll take a javelin.
I was gonna say, save yourself first. If you, yeah.
Okay, you leap towards helping Erica, and just a javelin just hits you for limit damage.
Yep.
And you do nothing about it. And then you do your healing on Erica.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a bond roll. Healing's always a bond roll.
It's a bond roll, and since I'm using yarn for sutures, I'd like to add my yarn craft.
Okay. Magically sewing her wounds together.
You're not going to believe this. It's another natural 11 for a total of 16.
Can I give you my -3?
Teamwork.
Just to take that down.
Yeah. Well, Erica recovers 3 limit points. She's back to full. Your magical healing completely.
Is there like a super extra thing where marshmallows appear below us before we hit the ground because halo jumps and stuff?
If Jetbray will allow, I'd love to reflex a marshmallow landing.
Okay, there's soft snow anyway.
Marshmallow's sweeter though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just land on soft.
And we do love to land on our sweet. So
yeah. You land on soft marshmallows. The dragon hunters are still closing in on all of you and the 2 dragons.
Lyndon hiccups again and sort of has a little bit of an internal rumbling look, and then his entire shape changes so that his shaped exactly javelin shaped, but like with the same volume that he used to have. So he's just standing there quite tall, and then just falls on one of the dragon hunters.
Okay, what do you roll for that?
I guess putting some weight behind it with brawn and I guess extended limbs is what happened.
You are one extended limb.
Yep.
No, it's not huge. That's a 1. So 4, 6. Total is 6.
6 total. Okay, that's a questionable success. So you do get the final success that you needed to stop the dragon hunters, but there is a negative repercussion, and I'll say you get stuck in that form. You are now a javelin. The dragon hunters all just like go, the dragons have got weird things helping them. Regroup, and they just like flee in all multiple directions. And
there's another negative repercussion. All of a sudden, the volume gets so loud, and the ad break starts. And hello, everyone. This is Surprise, and I would just like to draw your attention to maybe typing KiwiRPG in the chat and entering to win one of the wonderful prizes that we have available. Bye. We now return you to your regular broadcast program.
And the baby dragon clings on to the mummy and just says, "Mummy, let's get out of here. There's scary hunters, and there's ad breaks and octopuses, and there's this blob turned into a stick, and I just want to go home." And the mum says, "Yes, dear, we'll get you home, and I have a feeling that these people who helped us are going to be heading home any moment as well." And she gathers up her baby and she goes to take to the skies again, and she says, "Are you all going to be safe?" And so you all know from your past experiences that when the dream is about to end, you see like a bright dot of light in the distance, and then it grows and grows and grows until it sort of engulfs you, and that's sort of like pulling the curtain almost on the dream. And as she says to you, like, "Are you sure you're going to be safe?" You do all notice like there is a speck of light in like high in the sky in the distance.
Yes.
I think
I'm
so.
needed in other worlds, in other realms, to help other beings. Hopefully not against large butterflies.
I don't know. We never.
Speaking of large butterflies, look, there's our friend. It's just before dawn.
And you look
Is it the guard from
towards-
before?
in dawn on the whatever day the Lord of the Rings quote, and I shall be there, or whatever Gandalf said.
Yeah.
And sure enough, a butterfly with crocheted wings, interesting, floats into view and says, "Ah, friends, yes, I finally found you. I see you defeated my master, and the spells he had put on my mind had faded away. I had been doing very terrible things in his service, but I want to make up for it and to help you. Would you like me to help you out of the dream?"
I think that'd be grand, yeah.
Please.
You just get this one tiny thumbs up poking out the side of the javelin.
I'm busy crocheting little arms. They will just hang limp on the side of the javelin, but it feels more complete that way.
Okay. As the dream is sort of about to wrap up any moment, what are your thoughts as to like how this experience will affect you in your future dreams or in the waking world?
I think I'm very grateful for Samsara and the healing that she did. And knowing that working with other people can be a really good thing, and we got more accomplished and could help each other that way. So, yeah, I think, working together in the waking world and in the dream world is something that I'll take home from my experience.
Okay. So when you wake up at the sleepover, you'll just have this newfound appreciation of teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in the everyday waking world, if I come across a bee that has flown into the house and is kind of on its back and in peril, and the legs are kind of kicking and it's making a loud buzzing sound, I'll instinctively grab a pencil and kind of flip it over and help it towards the window and just say to myself, always saving bees.
Environmental issue. Good.
ABC, always be caring.
Always beekeeping.
Yeah.
How did you get radicalized? Well, I played this game where I was a child and I saved a bee. Lyndon, do you have any?
Lyndon will learn the lesson to beware of turning yourself into a weapon, lest you stay that way.
If the wind changes.
What if in your like waking life now you become like a bully, like a villain? I became a weapon in my mind. Just this real edgelord.
Now that I've seen their true forms, I can devise their weaknesses and plan for next time.
Oh, is it time to go, guys?
On that very note.
Your friend, the guard caterpillar, who has become the crochet butterfly, lifts you up high into the sky towards the speck, and the speck grows towards you. So you approach it and it approaches you, and then eventually it just washes over you like a wave, and you're all engulfed in this bright white light. And then you wake up in your normal beds at the sleepover, and you can hear birds chirping, you see sun shining through the window, and whoever's house it is, you hear like the parents in the other room making some kind of breakfast. And you know that you've saved 2 dream worlds this time, which is odd. It's normally 1. Something's happening.
Yes, something's
let's sleep
happening
over.
indeed.
And Lyndon, you realize you have no arms and legs.
They took his appendages.
And that's the end. No, that's
Just
that
get out of
last
the
part
sleeping bag.
didn't happen. But that's the end of the dream. You have woken up, and that is the end of the game.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
There were meant to be 3 stories, but I noticed how long the first one was taking, so I cut one out.
We were having fun.
Yeah, well, no, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. that I had to do a lot less than I thought I would have to do. So thank you all for that, for playing and for being such good sports about it all. And sorry I had to say no a lot of times, like I normally don't. It's weird. Maybe it's because you're pretending
It's
to be
okay if you need to punish us.
And thank you to the viewers and to Mel, the producer, and just for all the Kiwi RPG people who helped put this together. This is the first time that I've ever run Night Nights for a stream or for any group that isn't just my own children in the living room. So it was very exciting to bring it out into public. As I mentioned at the start, you can get a free copy on DriveThruRPG or itch.io. There's a few pre-prepared adventures in there, 5 or 6, including 2, the Dragon Mountain one and the Butterfly Wizard one that we did, but there's also a few more, and it's so just simple and versatile to just make up your own
third one
as well. The third one was the Gemstone Tunnels, which is like an underground thing where there's this monster who's stopping a carnival from happening. I know. I don't know why I cut that one, but it was a spur of the moment thing.
What are you other guys doing? We got another hour.
We could do that one as well. Okay, so you're in this underground tunnel. Thank you as well to Samsara again for keeping up with the prizes. I dropped the ball there big time.
You nailed it.
There are other
you had
prizes.
The right support team.
There are other prizes as well that are part of KiwiRPG, and there are bundles, awesome game bundles on itch and DriveThru as well, with lots of Kiwi creators who have put their games in, so you can buy a whole bunch of them at a fraction of the price. And there are discounts on products from 10 Acre Games, discounts for 30%, I think, for the whole week of KiwiRPG Week. There's a sale on games from S. Murphy Games and F Space, I think it was. Tell me if I got that wrong. Someone correct me in the chat. And Kelly White and her or their Lineages of the Long White Cloud Volume 2. That just launched and it's on sale as well for Kiwi RPG Week. So there's a huge celebration of just Kiwi content, Kiwi creators, and what we contribute to the role-playing game hobby, lifestyle, community, whatever it is. It's wonderful, and we do it well down in this part of the world. It's me, G and Brad. Thank you very much from me, and I'll get the rest of you to sign out however you want, and then we're done. Samsara?
Okay, hey, it's me, Sammy D. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's been wonderful. My usual little mantra for streaming is don't forget to do all the important things like hydrate, stretch, take your meds,
which I haven't done yet,
and don't forget to love yourself. You can follow me on Twitch at Samsara Dusty, everywhere pretty much, or it's me, Sammy D. Turns up a few times because, Thanks, everyone. Over to you.
Severin. Kakite, thank you so much for joining in. If you're not already, listen to the Fate of Eisen podcast with myself and Erica. I also DM sometimes at a BD&D Games here in Wellington. If you're down, then come on down. And as I always like to sign off on that podcast, call your parents. Unless your parents are bad people, in which case call whoever you consider to be a parent. Because I have been called on this. Some people's parents aren't great. So call whatever parental figure you have in your life and have a conversation. They're worried about you. Don't
call someone positive.
Follow my stream and come and chat to me.
Exactly.
Call Samsara. She'll put her number down in the chat. No.
Find Samsara out in the world and then call them with your voice.
With consent.
Ask first. Add consent to your role to call Sammy D.
You will know me by the witch's hat. It is actually like a daily wear thing for me. So
nice.
Okay.
And Lyndon.
Hello. You won't really find me anywhere. I do have a Blue Sky account. You can subscribe to it. I think that if you're feeling the urge to subscribe to something, go and look up on the KiwiRPG website all of the podcasts, many of which is currently being updated. A couple of ones are new, and you might get directed to one or two others. There's a new library where you could possibly find ones that aren't on the main listing. I don't know what people have put in there so far, but it's all very exciting, and that's going
Library's
to be
huge.
Yeah, there are also a whole lot of Kiwi games, including presumably this one. So yeah, tell them I sent you.
Okay, and Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. I'm also on the Fate of Eisen podcast. Come check us out. Also, check out the other KiwiRPG streams that's happening all week this week. There's some really cool looking games and that are going to be played, so big hype.
And call your parents!
I torture Brad pretty much every episode by signing off by yelling loudly, and I'm not going to do it. This is a nice, chill stream with nice, chill people, so I'm not going to yell.
And that's it from all of us.
And that's it from all of us.
Night nights. That's the end of the dream.
End of the dream.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Scene.
Thank you very much.